Glover Community Field and Stadium on the campus of Ed Waters University. SIAC home opener for the Tigers of Ed Waters as they take on the reigning SIAC champions, the Benedict College Tigers. James Brett along with Sylvester Williams. Sylvester, you played linebacker at Eastern Kentucky. You're an assistant coach at Allen. How important is it to play well during your season?
Congratulations, guys.
The season opener for the conference. Now is the time to come in and establish yourself. Establish what you want to do for the season. This is a time for somebody to come in and make the mark. Now we're going to find out who makes the mark to start.
It is heads.
As we look at our key players, we have a young quarterback who is a
Edward Waters
veteran.
has won the toss.
First year at
they were
Aeneas Dennis.
Aeneas Dennis, a transfer coming in, played 2 years at shorter, started 2 years at shorter. Okay. Now the young man's come over to the SIAC, to the reigning national defending black college champions.
And for Windmere Garçon, he will try to lead
Benedict
the team to their
will
first win of the
receive.
season.
He is a linebacker after my own heart. He gets across the field from left to right, sideline to sideline, and makes things happen for Edward Waters.
We have a couple of sideline reporters who will be joining us. Let's go first to Ty Floyd, who's on the sideline. Ty?
Thank you so much, James. Coming off a remarkable season last year where they won the 2022 SIAC championship, Benedict is asserting dominance on both sides here, beating CIAA foe with a score of 52-0. Offensively, the Tigers were led by Aeneas Dennis, who completed 18 of 27 passes for 243 yards and 2 touchdowns, while running back Noah Zaire Scotland got it done on the ground, adding 3 touchdowns. Defense led by guys like Jaden Broughton and Lubert Canellis shut and held them to only 169 yards of offense. They're ranked nationally in numerous statistical categories within the top 10. And now we're going to throw it over to the Edward Waters sideline to Simone Stanley. Simone, what's going on?
Edward Waters committed 12 penalties for 139 yards in their Week 1 loss to Florida Memorial University. I asked head coach Toriano Morgan about it, and he said that was completely uncharacteristic of his football team and expect them to play clean today. He also said he wants his team to improve their red zone efficiency. There were 3 times that the Edward Waters Tigers were in the red zone last week, and they came up scoreless. You guys know it's going to be hard to win football games when long offensive drives are resulting in 0 points. Let's see if they can turn it around and get the upset today.
All right, thank you so very much, Simone Stanley and Ty Floyd. They'll be there for the entire game, giving us updates on the sideline. For Ed Waters, they did not win the toss. Benedict won the toss and has decided to receive first. That was Benedict, who did not win the toss. So let's get ourselves ready for kickoff.
You know, so important, the opening drive of the game. This is the one where you want to establish yourself, whether you're on offense or you're on defense. You want to set the tone and set the tone really fast and really quick here on the opening drive.
It'll be a short kick. Up back will take it inside his own 20 for Benedict. He'll have a good opportunity to get to the 30, and he does get to the 30. Good run back there by Benedict, and that's where they'll start at their own 30-yard line. Good return by Achin Durant, just a freshman running back.
And here it is, having the young freshman get in here and make a contribution. For you youngsters out there watching the game, this is how you catch your coach eye. You catch it on special teams. You step up and do something nice and something big on special teams. I'm pretty sure you're going to be playing a lot as the season goes on.
Our first opportunity of the day to see Benedict's offense that scored well over 50 points. Aeneas Dennis, the transfer from Shorter University, in at quarterback from his own 30. McCain going in motion, and they're going to keep it on the ground to start. Zaire Scotland, and he's able to get some positive yards out to about the 35-yard line.
One thing Benedict's going to do, they're going to run the ball. Coach Berry is an ex-offensive line coach, so he wants to establish that toughness up front on that offensive line.
Take another look at it, able to get some positive yards as we go now to second down, and here comes Scotland again. He gets enough for the first down to move the chains, getting closer to midfield. Another 7-yard gain.
See, if you notice something about Scotland, look how he runs behind his pass. He lowers that shoulder, finds that hole, and he likes to deliver the contact too. You see, he's not going to bounce back if you hit him. You got to bring your lunch. That's what my old high school coach said. You got to bring your lunch if you want to tackle him.
Ball now at the 44-yard line, opening drive for Benedict. Beautiful afternoon here. in Jacksonville, Florida. Once again, Zaire Scotland into Ed Waters' territory down at the 40-yard line. Another strong run by number 6.
Here's the thing. If you have something that's working, keep on working it until they show you that they can stop it. And right now, it doesn't seem like any of the Tigers can stop Scotland.
Going no huddle rather quickly. They're going to keep it on the ground again. And Scotland this time finally brought down by one of their linebackers, making a good play. And James Gary is the young man that made his first tackle of the day, the senior defensive lineman from Allentsville.
You know, that was a good job by Barry to make the tackle, but you got to give a lot to Quintero Powell, the defensive end. He set the edge on that. He didn't allow Scotland to get to the outside the corner where he was trying to go.
2nd down and 10. Only one negative play so far for Benedict College. Everything else has been on the ground and moving real fast and forward. First pass of the day, reception made to the tight end Rashad McClain, and McCain gets about a 6-yard gain on that reception.
I love that as your first pass you throw. A nice safe pass, a nice 5-yard out to your huge target, your tight end. Nice play to get your quarterback some confidence in this game.
Now they're only going to call it a 3-yard gain to make it 3rd down and 7. First 3rd down situation of the afternoon for Benedict College. Head coach Chennis Berry trying to keep his team undefeated in conference play. They haven't lost in the last 2 seasons in the SIAC. Dennis throwing long, trying to find a receiver, and overthrows Caden High, the fabulous freshman for Benedict.
Now that's a play, Coach Berry. He's going to put that in his back pocket. That little flag route, they ran a 2-man route on the outside, and he was wide open. Aeneas just overthrew him. So I guarantee you Coach Berry is going to put that one in his pocket, and you could see that a lot later. Probably more sooner than later.
And the Edward Waters, 47-yard line.
But another huge thing on that play, Edward Waters didn't jump. Last week they were heavily penalized. They had about 4 defensive offsides.
Going forward on 4th down and 7. Dennis, he slides and slips on the turf, throws a bullet pass and able to find a receiver, enough for another 1st down. Rudy Elsie, the graduate, is there for the reception.
Now, during the pregame warm-ups, I was watching Benedict on the field. A lot of their players slipped coming in and out of their cuts on this field. This might have been something where they don't have long enough cleats. Now, this is one you might have to go back to the trainer and change those cleats out, get them a little bit longer.
Enough for the 1st down. They're inside the 30-yard line of the Tigers of Ed Waters. Give it on the ground again. It was working early, but now it doesn't work as well. A lot of those purple shirts right there to wrap him up, leading the way. Big number 90, Jaron Wilson.
See, on that play right there, Scotland got a little shifty on that play. His first couple of runs, he just hit the hole and just ran straight through the hole. Now he tried to get the sweet feet, end up only getting a 2-yard gain.
And the sweet feet didn't work so well in Ed Waters' territory on that one, but he was able to get about 2 yards. 2nd down and 8. Dennis with some time to throw. Now being chased. He's going to break the line of scrimmage and run it and get close to the 1st down. Forced out of bounds by Powers.
You know, you like to see that. That's great coverage downfield by the secondary from Edward Waters, but even a better awareness by your quarterback to realize he doesn't have anything there. Let me get as much as I can get and then get on out of bounds and don't get hit.
They're bringing in some heavy hitters there. DJ Dunford also coming in. They're going to go with a 2-tight set with Hercules and Dunford. They really overloaded with size on that line right now on third down. Giving it to Scotland. And this time the line was a little bit quicker and able to get him right at the point of attack. But he was able to get maybe 2 yards. It'll be another 4th down situation. They're trying to go 2 for 2 on converting on 4th downs just on this drive.
And that's what we talked about, Coach Moreno, during our pregame conference when we talked to Coach. And Torreno said that we couldn't get off the field last week against Florida Memorial. We gave up a lot of fourth downs and a lot of third downs. Defense has to bow their back right now. Got to get a little bit tougher.
4th down and 2. They do a shift, and now they're moving another player down on the far side. Dennis is going to try to take it. Looks like he has enough for the first down and safely gets out of bounds inside the 20, down to about the 14-yard line.
Taking it back to about to your 1920s with your old single wing offense. Just send it up to the quarterback and let them follow the running back and try to get some space. And that's all they needed. Good job of blocking up front by the Benedict Tigers.
First down now, ball at the 12-yard line. Keeping it. Dennis going to throw a nice quick pass over to McCain, and McCain this time, he cannot get out of the hands of the defensive back that does a great job. Good job there by the DB who steps up big, number 3, Travis McNichols. Check that, Kennard King.
That's a great open field tackle right there. Way to be a DB, come up, recognize where the ball is, and make that tackle.
Second down, they can possibly get a first down without making it to the goal line. 2nd and 10. Flare pass. Nice move. And looks like he got enough to get the first down, but a great play there by Jontarius.
Look at this move right here. Like somebody hit the juke button.
That was Israel Rhodes on the carry, his first carry of the day.
Somebody was up top with the Madden controllers right there for a second. My goodness. One of those guys, you can't get them down if you're playing two-hand touch in a phone booth. That's how shifty this kid is.
They're playing a lot of their young players. Israel Rhodes, just a sophomore, 5'8", 150. Scotland, one step into the end zone, touchdown, Benedict College. Just like that, they drove down like a well-oiled machine, and Zaire Scotland gets in with the 2-yard touchdown run.
Right here on this drive, they're showing you why they're the defending HBCU national champs, the way they methodically went down the field. They picked up the big 4th down conversions. They picked up the 3rd down conversions, just straight down the field, and it wasn't anything fancy or special. They just ran straight at you. And as my coach said, they played a little bit of smash mouth football.
No doubt about it. They did go smash mouth, and the band plays as the point after attempt is good.
Timeout.
Timeout on the field, as it was a wonderful drive of 70-plus yards for Benedict College. They were able to take an early 7-0 lead. We'll be back for more action after this. And welcome back to Jacksonville, Florida, on the campus of Ed Waters University. And it's been Benedict College who has had an outstanding first drive to score. Let's go to Ty Florida, who has an update. Ty?
You know what? When it's the defending champions, everybody is going to want to take a crack at them. Everybody is going to give them their best. During warm-ups, when he brought the team together, Coach said, you guys, we're not doing any talking. We're going to go out there and we're going to do what we have to do. We're not going to talk with our mouth. We're going to show them what we got by what we do on the field. Sounds right? Back to you guys.
And they have done some talking on the field with a good return. Thanks, Ty, for that update. And right now, it is 15 yards on the return by Ed Waters, and we'll see what Jaron Russell can do for the Tigers of Ed Waters.
Now, Jaron last week against Florida Memorial, he had a decent game. Did not have a bad game. Threw for 250 yards, had 2 touchdowns, but he did throw 1 interception. But here's the thing that hurt him. He had, by my count, he had 7 drop passes. 7 drop passes from his fellow Tigers. If they can put a little bit of stickum on their gloves, this game could be a completely different game for Edward Waters.
I think stickum is made illegal about 40 years ago, but that's okay. Oh, another slip on the turf. And our first time seeing Deshaun Hughey, the junior running back, as he gets his first carry, but slips and falls. But they will call that a no gain, so he did get to the line of scrimmage. Jaron Russell, a graduate transfer at quarterback. 2nd and 10. Once again, they give to Hughey. No, they're going to pass it. And just like that, quickly wrapped up. And that's Jerron Kilpatrick. He's not Ghost, but he may try to make a ghost of the wide receiver.
I'm telling you, man, you got to love that. That's why that young man's the captain. He's the captain. He was one of the 4 captains out there for Benedict today. Leader on the team. Love it when a cornerback can break on the ball like that. And not only break on it, just deliver some pain when he gets there.
Oh, you said pain.
Oh, yeah, deliver some pain. Break with bad intentions. That's what I like. So go and hit somebody with bad intentions. This is the only sport in the world where you can try to take somebody's head off and you won't get arrested for it.
All right. And it's 3rd down and 10. And now Russell's trying to run for his life here, trying to find something, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. He was outside of the tackle box, so they will call it an incomplete pass.
There's no foul.
He was being chased.
If you look at that right there, Lobert Danilis was the guy who originally pushed him out the pocket, but he slipped on that play. Lobert, we're going to be saying this kid's name all year. He's the reigning conference defensive player of the year, preseason All-American. He was All-American last year. He's on everybody's watch list as one of the top defensive players in the nation.
And you see Lobert Danilis, he is the young man that doesn't say much.
But
he will talk a lot with his shoulder pads. And we'll see what he can do now after this drive, because their offense may be able to give him the ball back pretty quick. Short punt, looks like it was possibly tipped, but it will take an Ed Waters bouncing down, still in Tiger territory of Ed Waters. Great field position for Benedict.
And the punter's still down back there. You know, that looks like one of those jailbreaks. It seemed like look at this. It's like a sieve. Everybody came through on that defensive front. Somebody has to block a little bit. Help out your punter.
Well, it looked like the defenders were really apprehensive because they didn't want to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems as though one defender was knocked into the punter as he will walk off the field. And that's Irvin Friedman. He's a graduate transfer, and hopefully he'll be okay.
You know, you don't want to give the defending champs first and 10 on the 39-yard line, the 38-yard line. It's going to be a long day if that happens for Edward Waters.
1st and 10 now. Wonderful field position inside the 40 of Ed Waters. DeAndre Duhart in the backfield as the running back. They've scooted him over a little bit. Now Dennis is going to try to go long, trying to find a receiver, and just right behind the intended receiver, Israel. And he's come in and play a little bit of running back and everything. Check that. That was number 82 there on the reception. You
know, on this play right here, that should have been a well-delivered ball right there. He had plenty of time. He set his feet, and he threw it, but he just threw it behind him. I need my graduate quarterback to make that pass there because that should be 6 points. He should still be running.
Jordan Black, the receiver, wanted to have that other opportunity to make that play. Young man out of Carver Ranches, Florida. 2nd down and 10.
Ooh.
And wow, then the offensive lineman picks it up. Great job there by Roger Smith. He was Johnny on the spot. He wasn't the first person to touch the ball, but he was definitely there. DeAndre Duhart right here on the bubble screen.
Offense.
He gets shellacked.
10-yard penalty. First down. Replay, 2nd down.
Big hit by Randolph. Oh, man, you love it. As a linebacker, when you see that screen coming, if you can see it while it develops and you can sneak up under those linemen, hey, that is your dream. That's what us linebackers, we go to sleep and we dream about that on Friday night before the game.
Penalty will move them back, so that nullifies the run by Roger Smith. Even though on film study, they will celebrate all of it. But the penalty moves them back, so now it's 1st down and long. Call it 1st and 20 after the penalty. Now the officials right now on the 43-yard line of Benedict, they're having a conversation right now to see if they've got everything right. Looks like they do, and we're ready to roll.
Well, they know it's a televised game. They have family watching, too. They want to make sure they get 1 or 2 camera shots out there.
Movement on the line. Dennis, the big flag free play. Reception made by Caden High. And he gets enough for a 1st down to move the chains. They most likely will decline that penalty.
Big play. I love.
Let's take it.
Offside. Defense, number 44.
Penalty
decline. 1st down.
That's a veteran move by your quarterback, right? Your quarterback and your center. That ball wasn't supposed to be snapped when it was snapped, but the center recognized that the player was offsides, and then he snapped the ball. That's a veteran move right there.
Mitchell Ramig, number 56, he's also a grad transfer, able to do a good job there. Now they're going on the reverse, trying to find some room to run, and he does. Great move there by Torrey Morrison, and he's able to get some positive yards.
The double reverse, Coach Berry's pulling it all out the hat early in the game for his Benedict Tigers.
Take another look. It was Duhart who flips it over to Morrison, and hey, takes advantage of it, gets inside the 10 before he's brought down.
Morrison, shifty little fella.
Now 1st and goal again. Giving it to Duhart, and Duhart will get down to about the 5.
That's a great job by your defensive end of getting up underneath that tight end's block. Tight end has to do a better job of sealing off that defensive end, but just a great job by 99 to get up underneath that tight end's block to make that tackle.
And this time a little fumbleitis. Duhart able to pick it up, but they go for a loss. Another good stop there by the defense for Ed Waters, but this is a self-inflicted wound.
Mm-hmm. It hit him in the worst place possible. It hit him right in his hands. The quarterback, you got to catch that one. Got to catch the snap first before you can do anything.
Now 3rd and goal from about the 12. Dennis looking to throw into the end zone, can't find anybody, still scrambling, trying to find some room to run, and he gets some of the negative yards back and goes out of bounds at about the 5-yard line.
I love the pocket awareness and the awareness that this young man has. He was realizing that the first option wasn't there. He checked down, went to the next option. He even looked for a 3rd option. It wasn't there, and he stepped up in the pocket and took off to the outside to pick up what he could pick up. I love the field awareness that this young man has.
Tom Pucarillo on for a field goal. Should be a chip shot there for Pucarillo. Kick is up, and kick is good. 2:40 left to play. It didn't go necessarily as well as they would like, but they were able to get on the board again. Put 3 more on the board. 10-0 your score. Benedict with the lead. Will have more action coming up after this.
With Academy Sports and Outdoors, you can take outdoor fun to a whole new level with just a touch of a button, because there's so much to discover on the Academy app. Create your dream outdoor living space that gets the whole family out there spending time together. Master new recipes with just the right amount of heat and the perfect spice or seasoning. And give the kids even more ways to play. Great times are waiting. Download the Academy Sports and Outdoors app today.
HBCUs are anchored by legacy. They nurture the talent and determination of their students and prepare them for a bright future. The Home Depot's Retool Your School program has and still believes in the excellence of HBCUs, committed not just in speech, but through the revitalization and upgrades of campuses these students call home. Building, planting, tilling the dream, all hearts and countless volunteers on the ground. Retool your school. We're powered by purpose.
Benedict College, as they have a 10-0 lead. Let's go to the other member of our broadcast, Sydney Simone. What do you have for us?
Coach Toriano Morgan is excited about an extra punch that he has this week in his running back room, with freshman Jonathan Harris being cleared and active this week. He wants to have a 3 running back room rotation with Gregory Mango, Harris, and Deshaun Hugie. So let's see if that added spark can get something going for the Tigers on offense.
Thank you, Ms. Stanley. And it looks like they need a spark as Ed Waters is on the return, and they go nowhere fast.
Big Theo Blackburn right there coming down the field. That's how you earn yourself some playing time. Earn yourself some playing time on special teams. Big man came down the field and blew up the blocker and still made the tackle. Big job. Big job by Theo. Pretty sure Heathcliff and Claire are happy somewhere. Look at Big Theo come down here and move the pile right here. Boom! Theo delivering the pain.
It's rare today on kickoffs you see a big hit like that. Second drive now, Jaron Russell's going to keep it on, and he'll get some positive yards. Helmet comes off for a defender for Benedict College, and Marcellus Livingston, he'll have to leave.
You know, that's that line option right there. Quarterback faked the option, ran the option all the way down, held it. Then he kept it himself and went straight up the middle. Nice, strong, positive run.
Second down and 4 yards now for the Tigers of Ed Waters. Quick pass out, and wow, another good open field tackle. This time made by Dathan Peterson for Benedict.
That's a great job by Peterson of catching the ball with his hands. I know that sounds kind of silly, catching the ball with your hands. Shouldn't you always catch everything with your hands? But he did a great job of corralling it in with his hands to pick up that first down.
First down, they move the chain. Going to try to keep it on the ground. Good spin move there by Greg Mango. Now, it's a little deceiving. They have him listed schematically as a fullback, but he only stands 5'8", 177, but he's an added running back that can add a spark for this team.
And that's a generous 5'8" they got him listed at. But what I do like, he came in last week. He had like 70 yards rushing last week. He was a great spark for this Edward Waters team.
And this time, Mango does not find the sweetness of the open in the line. He is tackled for a loss.
And now that I guess that Benedict defense decided to bow up and get a little bit tougher. They've had two good running plays for Edward Waters to pick up this first down. So now that defensive line from Benedict says, hey, we got to get a little bit tougher, got to get a little bit meaner up front.
Third down, call at 7. And Russell this time, oh yes, he's brought down, and it is sack time for Benedict.
Who was that big Jaden Broughton right there? Hey, that's a little bit of time in the weight room. Look at Broughton and look how he brings this man down. This is one hand, nothing but fingers. Look at him as he bull rushes that tackle in the backfield, uses one hand and bring his man down. That's a little bit of time in the weight room right there, James.
Either that or he's been out somewhere doing some, CrossFit.
That is the end.
I'm telling you, man, that is strength right there. And a lot of the youngsters, when they look at the game and they figure out how can I get on the next level, how can I play on the next level, you got to get stronger.
And that ends the first quarter. We'll take a timeout, get you ready to see if Ed Waters can find some offensive firepower as they trail 10-0. Welcome back to live coverage of SIAC football right here on ESPN. Ed Waters University, Irvin Friedman now to punt for the Tigers. Back deep toward Morrison for Benedict.
Let's see if Benedict sends some pressure because they got back there pretty easy last time. Let's see if they send more pressure.
Friedman this time will get the punt off. It will take a Ed Waters bounce, but Morrison is going to try to return it, trying to find some wide open space, and he slides down close to midfield, but a good return by number 25, Torrey Morrison.
And, this is something I think I want to check out at halftime. If you look at Benedict, they have a lot of players who slipped, and some of them slipped on that return, and it happened on both sides of the ball. So that makes me wonder what type of cleats they have on. With all the modern technology everybody has, they can have the interchangeable cleats where they can get the longer cleat or the shorter cleat. I think they may have went with the shorter cleats today.
So do you use the old cleat screw like
the
they
old
used
cleat
to?
screw?
All right,
Mm-hmm.
I remember those days. Dennis still in at quarterback for Benedict. Now they're going to shift, moving Hercules and Rashad McCain over to the far side. Going to give it to Zaire Scotland. And Scotland this time quickly wrapped up and brought down James Gary right there on the tackle.
If you look at this, that's just great individual effort right here by your defensive lineman. He beat that tackle in front of him, and he just beat him bad. Look at him. Push him in the backfield and still make the tackle for a loss. That's what you like. That makes defensive line coaches happy right there.
Second down now and 11 for Benedict. Dennis now finds a wide open receiver and gets swung around and brought down. Reginald Harden on the reception.
And he was that wide open because the DB slipped. The DB was getting out of his cut. He was getting out of his back pedal, and he slipped and slid on the ground. Let's see if they catch it right here. See, if you see him, he's back there on the ground. He slipped back there on the ground. Hey, got to check those cleats.
Third down and short. As the sun comes back out, reception made to Caden High. He has enough for the first down to move the chains.
We got to check this kid's birth certificate. He can't be a freshman. I love the way he came in and caught that inside slant. That's the pass that could get you hurt right here.
They're going to go no huddle now as they move the chains, waiting for the chains to move, and now they finally hike the ball. Then it's going another quick strike and another spin move. Jordan right there on the reception. And he is able to get some positive yards. Jordan Black. Staying with no huddle. They're going to give it to Scotland. Scotland trying to find some room to run. Once again, more positive yards. Finally brought down at about the 21-yard line.
See, right now, Benedict's just looking like a well-oiled machine. They're beating you with the pass. They're beating you with the run. They're just going straight. Everything's downhill. It looks like it's just downhill running for Benedict.
First and 10 now from the 21-yard line. Duhart in at running back for the Tigers of Benedict. They give it to Duhart inside the 20, and now he's brought out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Here's the point where your defensive captains and your defensive players, they have to have a hard conversation with each other right now. You have to say, hey, we got to stop getting smacked in the mouth. Somebody has to stand up and somebody has to get strong. Because here it is, Benedict's driving. They got a chance to go up 17. It could get real ugly if they get up 17.
McCain once again going in motion. Going back over. Dennis looking for a receiver into the end zone. Oh, great job. Batted away by D'Angelo Sapp.
That's a great job by your senior. Way to recognize the play. Come off of the guy you're covering to go and help out. Look at this. He had the flat. Now he's coming over the top to get a hand up and knock that away. Good job of coverage. by your cornerback.
And Sapp stands at 6'1", 180, using those long arms to get that ball and deflect it away.
And, you know, that's the benefit now of having a tall cornerback. You know, at one time, your cornerbacks were 5'10", 5'9", quick twitch type players, but now you need those big cornerbacks to cover some of these big receivers.
3rd down and 9. Quick pass, reception made, enough for the first down. Trying to run after the catch is Nick Sowell, and he's able to get a few more yards for the first.
I love that pass in that route. That's your 10-yard out. That's all that is. Find the first down and run your out route. That's what we call the combine pass. When you go to all these NFL combines, professional combines, they're looking to see how well your quarterback can throw that 10 to 15-yard out.
1st and goal now inside the 10 at about the 7-yard line. Giving it to Duhart. He's going to keep it. Going to try to back his way in, trying to get an extra push. Helmet's literally falling off. But Duhart is right there standing maybe a yard short of the goal line.
You know, a staple of these Benedict running backs, they're all hard running backs. I know they have a lot of cuts and jukes and they can move, but all of them lower their shoulder and churn those legs when they first get that contact. That's a staple of a Coach Berry coach team.
Coach Berry, a longtime offensive line and offensive coordinator.
Timeout.
In college athletics.
Get with water.
This is his first head coaching opportunity, and last year he made the best of it, going undefeated during the regular season.
And, you know, talk about a turnaround, what he did at this program. Benedict has historically not been a great program.
When you think about what Coach Berry is talking about right now during the timeout, what do you think he's telling his players, Sylvester?
He's telling his players, remember your coach. Remember what we taught you. Go out there. Let's not do anything silly. We don't need any holding calls, any clipping calls. We don't need anybody to jump off sides.
And for Ed Waters, what do you think their defensive coordinator is trying to impart to them?
He's saying get tough. That's all he's saying. He's saying you have to get tough. Back, you are a grown man, and eventually you have to get tired of somebody hitting you in your mouth. Eventually you have to get tired.
Well, this is goal line play. The ball is at the 1-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. Timeout was called, but when you think about it, could this be a momentum shift for Ed Waters if they can get a stop here?
If they can get a stop, this can change a lot of things for the confidence of Edward Waters. If you can hold Benedict to a field goal. But right now, 2nd and goal, on the goal, somebody just has to say, I'm a bigger man than you are. I am a better man than you are. That's what goal line comes down to. I am tougher than you are.
A lot of bravado on the goal line. 2nd and goal now. Timeout's over.
This is
Duhart, Dennis still in the backfield.
This is where all that toxic masculinity comes into play.
And looks like the defense holds on 2nd down. Take another look.
And see, look at that. I love the way the defensive line got penetration. They got into the backfield on that play. They forced that play not to get a touchdown by getting the penetration into the backfield.
3rd and goal. Once again, they're going to give it to Duhart. All this time he's met once again by a purple wall, and they're stepping up big to make a play to say, hey, we're not going to let you walk in. And Darian James right there to lead the pack.
All 6 foot, 357 pounds of him. Big man moving the pile. I love to see the big man move the pile like that.
He was joined by his teammate Donnie Wilburn, who's also pretty big there at 6'2", 315.
These guys do not miss any meals in the calf.
Zaire Scotland into the backfield for Benedict. Going with their heavy package, 2 tight ends. Dennis going to keep it. And this time a goal line stands by Ed Waters University, and that defense stops one of the best offenses in all of Division II.
That's huge right there. Now you got something to build on if you're Edward Waters. That is huge. And all that is saying, hey, I am tired of somebody smacking me in the mouth. Time for me to step up. Now, hey, I'm an old riverboat gambler. You know, I love to throw all my money away. Right here, you got the huge stop on defense. Right now, I want to see play action. The outside receivers run a 9 straight down the field. I'm going for the jugular right here, right now.
Now, I'm going to have to play devil's advocate.
Go ahead.
Do you think this puts Ed Waters' offense in a precarious situation?
Oh, it's a horrible situation for the offense. It's a horrible situation for the offense. But that's why I say I'm a riverboat gambler. I'm sending somebody straight down the field on a 9 route. Oh, great discipline
on the line, and just like that, Benedict has let them out of the hole because someone for Benedict jumped. Let's get the official call.
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I see that opens up the playbook all the way right now for Edward Waters. You can run anything in the playbook after an offsides penalty like that. Give you some breathing room.
Please put 850.
And he's the guy over the center. He's the only person who should never jump offsides. The ball is right in front of your face. You can't jump offsides.
So now first down and 5. Oh, Russell. Pitch and catch. There is a flag.
Another
big hit made there by Melodor, and we got some pushing and shoving there. Reception made by Yanez Rondra.
I think that's going to be another offsides, too. I think Benedict, that left side of the line, got an early jump.
Yes, they did. And that looks like Marcellus Livingston jumped early.
Offside. Defense. Number 49. That penalty is declined. Results of the play. First down.
So a lot of people thought this was just going to be your typical blowout, but think again.
I tell you what, this is a great confidence builder if you're Edward Waters right now. You know, your defense had a huge stand. Now you get a first down, you know, out of the shadow of your goal post. This is how you build confidence. This is how that Mr. Momentum switches houses.
Russell now trying to make a change to the play audibly. And this time a tackle for a loss. Benedict was right there to make the play.
See, I'm not sure about that. It seemed like the zone blocking. Seemed like the zone blocking was going to this side, and he ran back to the side where everybody was uncovered. Might have been a little bit of miscommunication on that play.
Second tackle for a loss for Jaden Broughton. Second down and 10. They bring Mango in, and he is in the backfield. They're going to give to Mango, and this time he is met rather quickly by John Hannibal, the nose tackle, and brought down. And Hannibal may need to get a bigger jersey.
I'm telling you, he's a big boy. He's a whole lot. You know, Trey Songz says the neighbors know my name. I don't know about the neighbors, but I know the cafeteria lady knows that young man's name. I'm telling you, he's a big fella down underneath. A lot of big fellas down there on the offensive line and defensive line tonight or this afternoon.
Second down and 10. Check that, call it third down and 12. Sending some pressure, and wow, great job. Mango on the run. He can be special in open field, and he gets a lot of the yards back, but still well short of the first down. Good job by Russell trying to avoid getting sacked because he had a lot of pressure by Danellis.
You know, Danellis came free on that screen. This is what happens when you have just a great rusher, a great pass rusher. Hey, let him run free on a couple of screens. Let him get through the line. Maybe he might tire himself out. Too bad they couldn't get the first down on that. But I like the thinking. I like the thinking on the play.
Friedman now punting from his own 3-yard line. Morrison, and he's going to try to return it. He doesn't fair catch it. He gets into Ed Waters' territory. And we'll take a break. We come back. We'll see if the offense of Benedict has been able to fix their slight issues. 10-0 your score right here on ESPN. Stay tuned. Nothing is your score as Benedict goes out to the field for their next drive. Let's go over to Ty Ford. Ty, what's your update?
You know, it's no secret that HBCUs have produced legendary coaches and players that have shaped the game of football as we know it today. And due to events like the HBCU Combine and HBCU Legacy Bowl, even more players are getting exposure and shots at the league. But a little birdie told me that number 5, Joshua Hayward, was visited by the Raiders at practice. How cool is that? Like they say all the time, if you a dog, guess what? They're going to find you. And let's not forget, the first player from an HBCU to get taken was Joshua Williams of Fayetteville State, who just won a Super Bowl with the Chiefs. So these guys keep playing the way that they're playing, a certain dominance on both sides of the ball. Guess what? They're going to get their shot at the league. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so very much, Ty. And one of the important things right now, before they think about the NFL, they got to handle their business right now.
You gotta win the games in front of you. The NFL, it's not going anywhere. They're going to be there. But the way you get there, hey, perform in the games that are right here in front of you right now today. But Hayward is a special candidate. He is a special kid.
Third down and short, Dennis. He eludes one defender, but this time it's sack time for Ed Waters. They're finally able to get him. Jaron Wilson and company able to get credit for that sack.
You know, right now that Edward Waters defense, they're walking with a little bit more pep in the They look a lot different. They're walking a lot different than they walked those first two drives of the game. Coming into the year, the only question mark for this Benedict team was the offensive line. They lost a lot of their offensive line. So the only question was the offensive line. And now it seems like the Edward Waters Tigers is kind of taking advantage of that Benedict offensive line.
Charlie is on the punt for Benedict. Able to get a good punt away. Now he's got to try to caddy corner, and he does. Great job down inside the 5 at the 4. Good special teams there by Benedict.
I'm telling you, it doesn't get much better than that. Doesn't get much better than that. The punt return team, the punt team managed to get behind the punt, wait for it to take a couple of bounces, plant yourself inside the 5.
Miles White right there to catch the ball as it bounces. Good punt and good stop right there by the special teamer. So now, once again, we find Ed Waters deep into their own territory, but they start off a little bit better. Rather than from their 1, they're starting from their 4.
Well, let's see if they can give the hard snap count and make Benedict jump one more time. Get some more breathing room. Didn't work.
Well, it doesn't hurt to try, as they say. Russell, and almost intercepted. Wow. That would have definitely been a game changer. Amari Pettis just let it go through his hands.
I think we found out why Pettis plays DB and doesn't play receiver on that play right there. Beautiful read, way to get on the ball, but you got to catch it if you're the defender. Oh, it hit him in the worst place possible.
And what's that?
It hit him in his hands.
Oh, my goodness. Well, he tried to catch that one on his hip.
Yeah. Hey, that's why he plays DB, doesn't play receiver.
Give it to Hughie, and now Hughie finds some room to run, but now this time Jonathan Hannibal able to bring him down.
That's a nice little draw play to run out of your end zone to pick up some positive yardage. Let that defensive line rush up the field, and then you just stick that draw in there right underneath.
Trying to look and throw. Russell throwing long, trying to find a receiver, and almost found him. He was wide open, but could not bring it in.
And see, look at that play right there. You wish you just had a little bit more arm on that one.
There was a flag. Johnny Jones, the intended receiver, and it looks like he was waiting on the ball.
Exactly.
5-yard penalty.
He had 3 yards behind the safety.
The result of the penalty equals Edward Waters first down.
Penalty against Benedict College, which gives Ed Waters a first down. Now the ball at the 18-yard, check that, the 14-yard line. Trying to find some room to run, and wow, runs into a great white wall. Dedrick Starks and company right there to bring him down.
I like Starks the way he came back, and he just came in and delivered the blow. One thing about this Benedict team, what I like, they have a lot of convergence on the tackle. Everybody tries to get by the ball, get to the ball to make hits. Look at, you got 3 jerseys right there on them. Boom.
Russell, and incomplete.
Not quite sure who he's going to on that one.
Looks like Kennard King was the intended receiver, but incomplete.
Hey, if you look at that, I think he had plenty of time to make a good pass. He just didn't make a good pass. Those are the ones you're going to have nightmares about when you watch film session.
3rd down and 6. Check it, 3rd and 4. and they could not get the play off in time. Let's see if Ed Waters called a timeout.
Timeout.
Good coaching.
Edward Waters.
And we'll take a
Second
break
time
with them.
timeout of the half.
2:59 left to play here in the first half. 10-0 is your score, but Ed Waters is fighting to try to get into the end zone. We'll see if Benedict's defense can maintain a shutout. Stay tuned. Live back in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's throw it down to another member of our broadcast team, Simone Stanley. Simone, what's your update?
Guys, we know we have a close one, and this football game is great, but we know HBCU Saturdays are all about halftime. The crowd is in for a treat today. Taking the field would be Edward Waters' Purple Thunder. The Purple Thunder are the first collegiate plus-size dance team in the United States, and they are celebrating their 21st season. The team is made up of 4 ladies, and this year they are led by their sophomore captain, Michaela Bowman Alexander. She told me she wanted to join the team because of the sisterhood and also the big platform to showcase her passion for dancing. I don't know about you guys, but this will be my first time seeing the Purple Thunder perform, and I can't wait to see how these ladies get down.
It should be an exciting show. Ed Waters University trying to be super inclusive, making sure all their students have a part of this football presentation to the world. Third down and short now for Ed Waters.
You know, that's a good bit of trivia. I did not know that. I thought the honeybees at Alabama State were first. That is great.
SIAC always the first in innovation.
Let him know.
And Greg Mango on the carry. It'll be a yard short of the first, so now it's fourth down decision time for Ed Waters. And you see here on the carry just a little short. And it looks like Ed Waters is going to punt.
Yeah, here it is. It's 2.5 minutes to go. You got to kick it out of here and get a solid kick, a good kick. Get it away, and hopefully your defense can still ride that momentum and shut Benedict down going into the half.
Friedman once again to punt, and Morrison back deep for the Tigers of Benedict. Friedman gets this one off. It'll be short. Morrison is going to let it bounce, and he's going to take it, and wow, once again, he gets the ball, but it is always dangerous because he's got defenders right there around him.
You know, what I like about Morrison, Anytime you got a punt returner, he has to have a little bit of crazy in him. He has to be off his rocker just a little bit to sit back there and play punt return. That time it didn't work for him.
We'll take a commercial, and when we come back, we'll see if Benedict can add on to their 10-point lead. Their offense has been stymied the last couple of drives. Let's see what they can do. Stand by. We'll have more right here on ESPN.
HBCUs are anchored by legacy. They nurture the talent and determination of their students and prepare them for a bright future. The Home Depot's Retool Your School program has and still believes in the excellence of HBCUs, committed not just in speech, but through the revitalization and upgrades of the campuses these students call home. Building, planting, tilling the dream, all hearts and countless volunteers on the ground. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Hey, Don, what made you become a Cricket Campus ambassador?
Do tell.
I live to network. HBCU's all about that. The keyword being network.
Oh, like a certain network that has speedy 5G and is a proud sponsor of HBCUs?
I see you could take a hint.
I can drop a hint too, Don.
With Academy Sports and Outdoors, you can take outdoor fun to a whole new level with just the touch of a button. Because there's so much to discover on the Academy app. Create your dream outdoor living space that gets the whole family out there spending time together. Master new recipes with just the right amount of heat and the perfect spice or seasoning. And give the kids even more ways to play. Great times are waiting. Download the Academy Sports and Outdoors app today.
And now could be the final drive of the first half for Benedict College offense, and they're going to try to see what they can do here. Dennis still in at quarterback along with Duhart at running back, and they're going to flare it out. Jordan Black on the reception and able to get into Ed Waters territory.
You know, I love the out routes that Dennis throws. I love how he puts it on the edge. He allows his receivers to catch it on the edge and get out of bounds real quick. He's throwing a great out ball, Dennis is.
Well, while he was at Shorter University, they had a large host of tight ends, tall tight ends, so the mid-range passing game was something that he's very used to. Duhart going in motion, trying to look for a flare pass to him, but now they go to a bubble screen the other way. Barry Tucker, and it's Tucker down inside the 20, down to about the 22-yard line.
I'm telling you, man, Tucker had a whole lot of meat in front of him. There's a lot of big guys in front of him on that screen. Just a well-executed play. Perfectly timed.
They fake it over there to Duhart, finds Tucker, and he is off to the races. Now live action inside the 20, down to about the 10. A good catch and throw there by Black.
Jordan Black, the youngster, look at him catching it in the crowd right there and lowering his shoulder and picking it up and going forward. Now brings it down to first and goal. I like just the short passing game from Benedict, from what Dennis is showing.
Picking up the pace seems as though it's working for them offensively. Keeping it is Dennis, and this time he's quickly wrapped up and brought down. Big number 90, Ricardo Joseph, able to bring him down.
You know,
and Benedict calls a timeout.
Surprisingly,
and we'll take a break with them, and we come back. We'll see if Benedict can punch it in. 10-0, but they're driving. You're watching SIAC football on ESPN. And now the Tigers, reigning champions of the SIAC, running out onto the field. Now, Coach Berry says they're not reigning champions. He threw that thing and he forgot about it. So this is a whole new season. But, yes, they are the team that has not lost a game in the conference in over 2 years. And now it's 1st and goal, and they're trying to punch it in to expand their lead. Duhart on the carry. They're going to give it. No, they reverse it back out. And they're looking for a hole right there at the 10-yard line. Went into the band, who was getting ready to get on the field to perform. Let's take another look.
Look, he fooled everybody on that play right there. Getting to know some of the members on the band, that's all. Just meet and greet. Meet and greet.
Well, I can tell you this. They don't want to start anything with the band. Instruments hurt.
They hurt. It's all metal coming at you. Oh, my goodness.
As they say, they know how to go to the beat of the drum.
I'm pretty sure just healthy conversation over there. You know, the members for Benedict Band, they were just asking that young man, where's the best place to eat afterwards? You know, trying to figure out what to do after the game. That's all. A little bit of conversation,
Let's get the official call.
There are fouls by both teams on the play. Holding. Offense. Number 80. 10-yard penalty. After the play. Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness. Defense. Number 1. Half the distance to the goal line. Automatic. First down.
You know, those are some of those.
Correction. Number 10 of the defense.
Those are some of those mental errors that Coach Morgan talked about on our early week call we had with him. He said they had to get rid of these mental errors and these silly penalties that they picked up last week against Florida Memorial.
So now after the penalty, we're looking at 1st and goal. From the 8-yard line for Benedict. Less than a minute to play in the opening half. Duhart will move over to the left side. This time they do give it to Duhart. He's going to try to barrel his way down to about the 5.
You know, just a basic off-tackle run. Just following your blocks, trying to get up underneath, lowering that shoulder.
Benedict. Second charge. Timeout of the half.
And Benedict calls a timeout. Now, once again, we've seen Benedict call a timeout in the red zone inside the 5. When they came out of that timeout, it didn't work. It was a strong retort by Ed Waters. So now, if you're Tennis Berry, what do you think he needs to call and try to get his team together?
Last time down, they just tried to go and straight overpower Edward Waters with just running power plays up the middle. What I would love to see some type of boot action. Run that same action they've been running on that power run, but let's boot outside. Let's waggle back to the wide side of the field. See if you can catch that big tight end kind of drifting across the middle. That's what I would love to see right now. I would love to see a little bit of boot action.
For Rashad McCain or Hercules.
There you go, Rashad McCain or Hercules. And a name like Hercules, man. You got to want a guy with the name Hercules to score a touchdown for you.
Well, just don't bring up the Nutty Professor.
Oh, yeah, I was waiting on it. I was going to say Hercules. I was waiting.
No.
I was practicing all week for that one.
2nd and goal now from the 5. Zaire Scotland back into the ball game at running back. Dennis with some time. He's going to try to elude a defender, but now ultimately brought down at the line of scrimmage. And a good job there. Good tackle made by Lewis Sky. Or Sky Lewis, excuse me.
I'm not sure what he was looking at. He had both of his tight ends open. When they show that high view, he had 88 and 81 open. He could have chose whichever tight end he wanted to throw it to. Both of them were wide open.
Well, we see the clouds starting to come back, recede, and the sun coming back out. the sun would be right there in his face.
And look at him right now. He has 2 tight ends wide open. He could have just Patrick Mahomes just shovel past that one forward for a touchdown. He's going to hear that from his big tight end.
Well, I think that sun coming in his eyes may have given him a temporary blindness.
And, that's one of the interesting things about setting up stadiums. I was talking about that on a high school broadcast that I had one time. You want the stands to be set up where the players are running north-south, and the stands are facing east-west. So that visitor section is always in the sun in the afternoon. But now with the way this stadium is set up, the sun's kind of pointing toward the sun on an angle. So, hey, that sun will get in your eye, and there's your problem. Can't score. Works out for the home team, though.
Yes, it does. Now they're looking at 3rd and goal.
I would run the same play, the same exact play. I would come back to it.
$20 seconds left in the half. Going to throw for the end zone. High mark. And they say no, he was out of bounds. Nick Soul on the reception.
That's a great job by your DB of using the back of the end zone as an extra defender. Look at him how he sets his body up to get in front of the receiver so he can use that. Ooh, did he?
Yeah, that foot is out.
That foot's out. Yeah, great camera work out there. Shout out to the producer and the cameraman out there.
Picarillo now for his 2nd field goal opportunity of the day. Kick is up, and it is good. So they find 13 the hard way, getting 2 field goals. And now with 10 seconds left, I think Benedict is scratching their heads on why their offense hasn't been able to move with the efficiency as it did last week. But if you're Ed Waters, you got to be feeling good that your defense is held.
And here's something about Benedict. They're moving from the 20 to the 5. Once they get inside the 10-yard line, Edward Waters has stepped up, and they're showing a bit of toughness that I don't quite remember from last week from watching them against Florida Memorial. Benedict has been inside the 10-yard line 3 times, and they've only come up with 6 points, 2 field goals, and 1 fourth down turnover.
Now with 10 seconds left, Ed Waters could get a good return and possibly one shot at the end zone. Let's see if the Tigers can have a good return. Lucas Wynn will handle the kicks. And Wynn with the kickoff. Goes into the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Lucas Wynn, got to see that young man a bit last year when he was in high school out of McEachin High School. McEachin. I like to call it the University of McEachin. You know, interesting fact about McEachin High School, right outside of Atlanta, they have a $1 million endowment.
Wow.
It used to be on a college campus, and someone they gave the land to Cobb County, and it was a college about 70 years ago. It was a college.
Wow.
Gave the land, and they have a $1 million endowment every year goes to the school. Here's your weird random fact from Sly.
There you go. And it looks like Ed Waters will kneel it and let the clock run out, and they'll go into the locker room. 13-0 is your score in favor of Benedict. And I know they're going to want more out of their offense. Defensively, they're continuing to pitch a shutout, but if you're Ed Waters, you got to be feeling real good about your defense.
You have to be feeling real good. The way they bowled up on the goal line, that's what you want out of your defense. You want them to get tough. You want them to get mean, and no better place to do it than on the goal line.
We'll take a break. We'll come back halftime as Ed Waters trails 13-0. You're watching SIAC football on ESPN. Welcome back to the campus of Ed Waters University. And it is halftime. Benedict up 13-0. Before you now, the Marching Tiger Band of Distinction for Benedict College. Let's listen and enjoy. go by the name of the stretch, the voice of the Bring it back. Wonderful performance by the marching band representing Benedict College. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll have Ed Waters University marching band. Halftime 13-0 in favor of Benedict College SIAC football on ESPN. Stay tuned. Welcome back to live action here on the campus of Ed Waters University. Before you now, the Ed Waters University Triple Threat Marching Band. Enjoy. Ed Waters University. Bang. So how we doing in Duval? Back focus. Left side. Right side. Pop it off, man. Lean back. Lean back. And now, the original plus size dance team. Edward Walker, University. Okay. The band is under the direction of Dr. Alvin A. Davis. Assistant Directors, Dr. Stanley Oliver, Mr. Kenneth Solomon, Mr. Rade Washington, Mr. Christopher Leonard. Our field sponsor, Ms. Tiffany Davis, and Coach Rock Hudson. This is it, none other, Triple Threat Production.
What's that? We'll come back. We'll have more live action. Halftime, 13-10 in favor of Benedict right here on ESPN.
This
Welcome back to Jacksonville, Florida. 13-0 is your score in favor of Benedict. James Red along with Sylvester Williams. And Sylvester, when you think about this game, it is a situation where you had one team play up and another team not play up to their expectations.
Exactly. You know, when you're the hunter, you have to go out there and have to capture your prey. And that's what Edward Waters doing. They came into this game and they realized, hey, everybody says we don't have a chance. The only person who believed that they had a chance were the people in the Edward Waters locker room. So now they have nothing to lose, and they're playing like they have nothing to lose. Strong defensive stance on the goal line by the Edward Waters defense. Now the Edward Waters offense has to match that energy that the defense is putting out.
All right, let's go to the third member of our broadcast, Ty Floyd, who has an update from Benedict. Ty?
Yes, I got the opportunity to talk to Coach as he was coming out at halftime. Very somber moods, it seems like, even though he's winning. He said, we've done some things that are great, but we got to continue to handle our business, essentially. And what he said was, we got to put it in the box. We got to keep doing the things that we're doing. We're playing together, but we can do better. And we'll see what they got to give coming out into the second half. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so very much, Ms. Floyd. And it'll be Ed Waters who will be receiving to start the third quarter. They'll have the ball.
And, you know, I'm sure during halftime, Coach Morgan was telling his offense, he was digging into his offense. Now, Coach Morgan, he's an offensive guy. You know, while he was in Virginia State, Virginia Union, he was the offensive coordinator. He had all-American players on those offenses. So he knows what it takes for that offense to move. But now it's about confidence. It's about instilling some confidence into your young players out there and making them believe that they can go out and defeat Benedict.
Lucas Wynn, once again, handling the kicking duty. He's the young man from McEachin, right?
McEachin High School. I like to call it the University of McEachin. If you've ever seen it, it's a beautiful campus, beautiful high school.
And it is a returnable ball from their own two. And let's see if the Tigers from Ed Waters can find some room to run. They get out to about the 20 and maybe 21, 22 yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. Good coverage there by Benedict.
You know, we talk about the Edward Waters offense needing to step up and needing to match that energy that the defense is providing. But one thing we can say about the offensive line, they've kept the All-American Danellis, they've kept him pretty quiet. The only thing he's done so far in this game is had one QB hurry. So they're doing a great job of kind of corralling your All-American out there. Take your victories however you can get them.
Russell still in at quarterback for Ed Waters. First play of the third quarter, going for it all, and he had a receiver wide open in Dwayne Thompson, but it just couldn't find him.
You know, that's what you wanted, though. You wanted to test those safeties. Make them respect you and make them respect the deep ball. The timing just wasn't there. Just threw it just a bit too long.
Second down and 10 now. Ball right at the 23-yard line.
But one thing that play does, now Benedict has to respect the speed on the outside that Edward Waters has.
Russell getting some pressure, and he smartly throws it out of bounds. They may have had a flag on the backside. Helmet came off, and that was Marcellus Livingston's helmet that came off. But it looks like, did they have a flag? Nope, no flag, but Livingston had to leave for a play.
Mm-hmm. And that's the safety rules. Anytime that helmet comes off, the player has to leave for one play when that helmet comes off. Just safety rules to make sure the helmet is put back on correctly.
Mango in at running back for Ed Waters. Third down and 10. Russell looking for a receiver, intercepted. And Johnny on the spot. Number 1, Giovanni Melidor, with his first interception of the season, first pick of the year for Benedict.
Melidor from Irmo High School. Hey, I tell you, it's not going to get much easier than that for Melidor. It's like he dropped back into his zone and said, "Ooh, here's a present right here for me." He must have been good. He must say prayers and eat his vitamins that night in order to get a blessing like that.
Only the second turnover caused by that Benedict defense that has been lights out so far through 6 quarters of play this season. 1st and 10 now for Benedict. Can they fix their offensive woes that they had in the red zone in the last quarter? Quick, Zaire Scotland, he is hit early and often, and a tackle for the loss. This time, Jaron Wilson finally gets at him and brings him down.
Yeah, this Edward Waters defense is playing with a spark, man. They're realizing, hey, our offense is not going to help us out the way we need to be helped out. So if somebody doesn't help you out, you help your own self out. And I like what this defense is doing. I like how they're being so aggressive to the ball.
Illegal substitution. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
All right, illegal substitution.
I think that's one of those rules I don't like right there. It's for the speed of the game. When you substitute someone, if you've broken the huddle and then somebody else comes in, then it's a penalty, and that's on the offense or the defense. Yeah, it's one of those things. I understand why they do it, but I just don't like it.
Second down and 5. Timeout call by Ed Waters.
I think Coach Morgan didn't like what he saw down there.
Timeout.
Decided to call a timeout.
First charge, timeout, other half.
And for Ed Waters, their defense has really had their backs against the wall since the second quarter on, and they've really stepped up to the challenge of stopping this Benedict offense.
I'm telling you, playing that good bend but don't break defense. That's what they're doing. They're bending all the way down to the goal line, but they aren't giving up that touchdown. And if they can continue to do that, all it takes is one play for that offense. One play for the offense for someone to slip, for it to be a deep pass. They had that deep pass wide open, just one play, and now Edward Waters has the confidence that they can go in and knock off Benedict.
That would be a huge upset in the SIAC and also in Division II football, because they were the number 1 team in their region last year. They lost in the first round, but it was a huge uplift for a program that's been maligned for so many years, and Chennis Berry has been able to resurrect this program to its highest heights. But now we'll see if Coach Berry's team can convert, get a first down, and possibly score. Right now they have a 13-point lead, but offensively in the red zone, they haven't been as efficient as they want to be.
And it's all about efficiency. It's all about producing when you have a chance to produce. And right now, Coach Berry, especially when he watches this film tomorrow, and he says, man, I don't know what happened. He says, those 2 guys who were announcing the game, they were great. I don't know about our offense, though. I don't know about our offense.
I don't know if he's going to say that.
Should be first down.
Okay, so they changed it down. Instead of it being second and 6, it's going to be 1st and 6 because of the infraction.
The announcer's on the A game, James. I don't know about the offense.
1st and 5 to be exact now for Benedict. Dennis. And almost intercepted. This one was almost picked off and taken to the house. Good play defensively by Johnny Jones.
He needed that one, too. That would have been a huge momentum changer. And he broke on it just right, and it hit him in the worst place possible. It hit him in his hands. Got to catch that one. They say those.
And they say that's DJ Roberts, so they got two number 6s right now. That'll be DJ Roberts wearing number 6. Big play, Zaire Scotland trying to get those yards to convert to get a first down, and it looks like he has enough for the first down, and they'll be able to move the chains.
Look at that, just hard running by Scotland. Just hard running. Got a little bit of extra juice down there on the pile right there. A little bit of extra down there by the defender.
They say he's a yard short, so instead of it being 1st and 10, it's 3rd and 1. Give to Scotland again. Second effort, third effort. He's able to get enough for the first down, and they'll move the chains.
One thing about Scotland, he just runs so hard. He runs so hard between the tackles. Look at him. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, but still he pushes forward. He runs a man over and he knocks his helmet off, man. I'm telling you. Deliver the pain. For all you youngsters out there playing running back, you don't have to get hit. You can hit somebody if you're the running back.
Take the force to them, huh?
Exactly.
1st and 10 from the 13. And that one was a low pass, but the reception made. Good catch there by Jabari Tucker.
Jabari scooped that one up off the ground. I'm talking about when you say shoestring catch. My goodness, that's a shoestring catch. Look how low he went down to get down.
Roughing the pass. Number 9, defense. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic. First down.
Oh, he did catch that one, too. Great camera work. He caught that one. My goodness. But they did pick up a roughing the passer call. Ooh, what a catch.
First and goal, Benedict at the end.
So that the roughing the passer call will move them inside the 5. And as they say, this is no guarantee, especially in the second quarter, because Ed Waters' defense stood strong. Let's see if the offensive line for Ed Waters can get a push. We've seen Rudy Elsie come into the game now for Benedict.
Timeout. Benedict.
And now Benedict
First
really doesn't
timeout.
like what was going on. They'll take a break. We'll take one with them. 13-0 is your score. This is the SIAC opener for both teams. We'll see if Benedict can get to the end zone right after the break.
HBCUs are anchored by legacy. They nurture the talent and determination of their students and prepare them for a bright future. The Home Depot's Retool Your School program has and still believes in the excellence of HBCUs, committed not just in speech, but through the revitalization and upgrades of the campuses these students call home. Building, planting, tilling the dream, all hearts and countless volunteers on the ground. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
With Academy Sports and Outdoors, you can take outdoor fun to a whole new level with just the touch of a button, because there's so much to discover on the Academy app. Create your dream outdoor living space that gets the whole family out there spending time together. Master new recipes with just the right amount amount of heat and the perfect spice or seasoning, and give the kids even more ways to play. Great times are waiting. Download the Academy Sports and Outdoors app today.
Hey, Simone.
I talked to Edward Waters head coach Toriano Morgan before the game and asked him what is a key matchup that his team has to win in order to get the W today. And he said the battle in the trenches. He said he knows Benedict's coach, Chennis Berry, is going to have their offensive line sound, and they can't get dominated. So far, his defensive line, his secondary is getting pressure and making plays, but the offense has to get on the board.
And they do have to get on the board. Miss Stanley, thank you so very much for the update. But Zaire Scotland finds a way to get into the end zone on this play from 3 yards out. His offensive line gets that extra push.
Mm-hmm. You know, you like what the offensive line does, that initial push to get the defensive line back, but then Scotland is just a powerful back. The first man's not going to bring him down.
Point after attempt by Picarillo is good. And now the lead expands 20-0 in favor of Benedict.
You know, you got the band going. This is what I love about college football right here. After the touchdown, you get your band up and rocking. You got the alumni over there on the side. Benedict College brought down a busload. They brought down the Benedict Booster Club, brought down a busload of their alumni, and they actually had some.
And Lucas Wynn to kick off for Benedict. They were able finally to get through into the end zone 2 times. They were in the red zone in the second quarter, unable to find a touchdown. And now in the third quarter, after a timeout, a little extra resolve, they were able to get in. Now let's see if Ed Waters can answer as they're looking for their first score of the game. This time, strong defense by Benedict. They'll they'll give his forward progress, and now we've got some pushing and shoving and some exchange of pleasantries between the two Christian universities.
The Baptist and the AME.
There you go.
Conversation.
They're having a little conversation. And they were just saying, hallelujah, praise your name.
That's it. It's a Saturday evening, and young men were trying to figure out where to go to church tomorrow. That's all. They're just having a conversation, figuring out what church service they're going to hit tomorrow. That's all. So, good, healthy conversation on the field. You know, speaking of healthy conversation, at the SIAC, we love talking to our fans, interacting with our fans. If you're out there on Twitter or X, tweet us. Let us know what you think. You can tweet.
No, it's not tweeting anymore. Huh?
I don't even know what it is anymore. Is it Xing?
It's Xing.
X me. Go ahead and X me on Twitter. You can X me at. I said X me on Twitter. I'm all wrong, man.
Keeping the ball is Jaron Russell. And he's able to get about 5 yards on the keeper.
There you go. You can hit me at Sly the Sports Guy. Hit me at Sly the Sports Guy. All one word. What about you, James?
I'm still trying to figure out, am I Xing or tweeting or anything?
Your guess is as good as mine. We love giving shout-outs.
And Russell gets a big shot, and he's brought down for a loss. John Hannibal there for the sack.
John Hannibal, young man from Keenan High School right there off of Two Notch Road. Well, they moved Keenan. It's not on Two Notch Road anymore. Big tackle by Big Hannibal. Look at him just coming through the line. Eating the quarterback. Love to see the big man eat like that. I like that number. Long. Number 49. I like that number. That was my number.
Now, were you that size?
I wasn't that size.
Okay.
I was a sleeker version. Sleek.
Oh,
Sleek. That was
sleek.
Oh, I was a stud back then. Yeah, I was a stud. In my mind, I still am until I try to get out there and start running with these boys.
You can do it. Believe.
Hey, I believe it in my head. It's just my knees that disagree with me.
Ed Waters called for a false start. That'll move him back 5 and be a third down situation. Third and long. Seems like the defense now has been inspired by the touchdown by Benedict's offense.
And a lot of it is pride, too. You know, they haven't given up a point all year, so they want to continue that shutout streak. So that defense is playing a little bit more inspired.
Third and long, Russell, plenty of time trying to find someone. He can't find anybody right now, and now he's going to try to run out of bounds. He loses the football, and once again, that was Hannibal, who has been haunting him all play in the third quarter.
And I like how the big man is moving, how he moves down the line, gets parallel to the line and moves down the line to get to the quarterback. Big man out of Keenan. Wonder if he played for Greenview Park when he was a kid growing up. Was he a Greenview Park Eagle growing up?
Morrison back deep again. Friedman, and again the punt for Ed Waters. Fair catch finally called by Morrison. That's the first fair catch we've seen all day from him. He's able to catch it, and they'll have it right at the 47-yard line.
You're right. That's the first fair catch. He's a wild man. He lives on the edge, man. He's a dangerous guy back there.
No doubt about it. And Morrison coming back in on offense. Scotland still in it, running back along with Aeneas Dennis, the transfer from Shorter University out of Georgia, making the move to Benedict, and it's been a pretty good connection so far. Scotland on the carry. And he gets pushed out of bounds.
It seems like a lot of helmets are coming off on these kids, man. It seems like every 3 plays, somebody's helmet comes off. Ooh, nice stiff arm.
Well, his didn't come off until after he rolled over.
Gotta tighten that chin strap up. Shout out to Amina Toure. Amina Toure, she says her daughter, Jamila Hughes, plays the French horn on the Marching Band of Distinction.
Ah, very good.
Shout out to Jamila.
You're hot in the band world.
Hey man, I love the music. I love the music.
Just don't sing.
I sang very well. I've sang backup for a lot of stars in my day. Luther, Whitney, sung a little backup for Whitney, sung a little backup for Jodeci a little bit.
I am moving now as the lightning comes into view.
It was in my car.
Okay.
It was in my car.
Oh, yeah.
Ball out.
Fumble on the play, picked up by Ed Waters. And let's see if it's going to stick. Great job there by Ed Waters, able to make the big play pickup. Stinson, just a freshman, and just like that, they have turned the momentum over. Scotland had the ball, and he's hit by his own man. The ball is thrown free, and Jaquan Stinson, just a freshman linebacker out of Orlando, able to get the loose ball.
I love how they converged on the ball. They recognized the screen. Those linebackers got underneath the offensive guys and made the tackle and popped that ball loose. Now, Edward Waters has to go in the end zone. Whatever play they run, they have to throw it in the end zone now. Go for the juggler. Oh, guess I was wrong.
Now they're trying an end around, seeing if they can find some room and quickly get him knocked out of bounds. Is Johnny Jones.
I don't know. I'm from the mentality. Anytime you get a turnover, anytime it's a change of momentum play, you try to score the next play. I want to take all of the life out of you on the next play. That's why I'm in the booth, not on the sideline, coach.
I think so. I think so. Hughie in at the running back for Ed Waters. Russell's going to try to throw. Gets hit by the backside. The ball is loose, and let's see who recovers. It is a scrum between an Ed Waters player and a Benedict player. Let's look at it again. Russell's looking to throw, and the ball just falls out of his hand. He's not even hit.
I'm trying to figure out.
Jerron Kilpatrick was the closest Benedict Tiger to Russell.
Yeah, I don't know how that. He needs to do those little exercises with that little grip holder.
Strengthen his grip.
To strengthen his grip some. I'm over here flexing my hand in the booth like the people can see what I'm doing.
3rd down and 14 now for the Tigers of Ed Waters. And the play is stopped. And you can see Jamari Pierre going up against Lubert Danellis, and they had to stop him because he was focused in. Mm-hmm. Penalty goes against Benedict.
This is one of my favorite parts about a Benedict football game. We were talking about the band earlier. The band is chanting, "We must start the wave." On the sideline, they're trying to start the wave over here on the Benedict sideline.
Check that. It goes against Ed Waters, moves them back 5. So now it is 3rd down and a long way. They need to get inside the 14-yard line to make sure they have enough for the 1st down.
And, here's the hard thing about this now. You force the turnover, you get all that momentum going, and then you keep losing yards on stuff that you can control. It's like a little bit of confusion. I don't think everybody got the play.
They were able to get the play off. Russell being pressured, and this time he goes down. Another huge play, big time. Aaron Miller, the defensive end, able to make the play for Benedict.
Aaron Miller out of Decatur.
Where's Greater, right?
Where's Greater? Big tackle by Aaron. I think Aaron played at Southwest DeKalb. I remember that young man from high school. Transferred in from Southern University. Big time play by Aaron.
Fourth down and 20. They're going to go for it with 5 minutes and 55 seconds and counting in the third. They need to find their first score of the game, and now there is a flag or a timeout. They say it's a timeout. Timeout called by Ed Watt. 4th and 30. Now, as a coach, do you have a play call for a 4th and 30 and you're going to go for it?
It is no play call for 4th and 30. It's nothing in the playbook for 4th and 30. But what you want to do, you don't want to lose yards on a 4th and 30. You want to make sure it's positive. You want to make sure you're getting close to the end zone, something to help your defense out. The one thing you don't want a turnover or an incomplete pass. Anything that's forward, anything that gains you some yards should be a positive. What I like to do in a situation like this, everybody in the stadium knows you're throwing the ball. That defensive line, they have their ears pinned back and their butts up in the air. They're ready to get to you. Throw a screen. Throw something underneath because the safeties and the DBs are dropping back and the defensive line is coming. So throw a screen. Throw something up underneath and let your athletes be an athlete and try to out-athlete the other team.
Ah, okay. So you want to go power on power and overpower the competition.
Sounds good to me.
And it looks like cooler heads have prevailed. Another reason why you're here with me.
Another reason I'm up in the booth.
They're going to smartly punt on 4th and 30. Freeman will be punting. And he'll get a good bounce and they're going to have a return. And once again, Morrison goes back to his outstanding ways. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll see if Benedict can march down the field again, this time deep in their own territory, up 20-0. SIAC football on ESPN. Stay tuned. 7-0 is your score in favor of the reigning SIAC champions, Benedict College. Let's go down to Todd Floyd, who has an update. Todd?
Well, just like you mentioned, there were some fans that were busted in, but there are some fans that also made the trip, and among those fans is the family of Jerron Kilpatrick. Now, I talked to his big brother, John, and I said, how proud of you are your brother? He said, I'm extremely proud. He's smart. He's getting his master's degree, and I want him to know that he doesn't have to worry about anything. I said, well, did you teach him everything he knows? He said, yeah, it was a combination of me and my dad, but he said that his mom comes to all the games and that they are so proud of him. Jerron has a very, very strong support system. Shout out to Polk County in the house, Winter Haven, Auburndale, Lakeland, and shout out to my mom, Benita, my biggest fan, who is watching me right now. Back to you guys.
And a big play. Could it be a foot race all the way into the end zone? A touchdown-saving tackle. Great job there by Ed Waters to really stop it from being a touchdown, but a great pass play as we take another look at it.
Look at Billy Pierre. Young man, just get over the top. Get downfield and says, hey, I'm just a little bit faster than the DB. Look at him. Way to look it in, and now it's a foot race. Now he might have to have a talk with the track coach. They got to get a little bit more speed on him. He's supposed to break away on that one.
For Sean Stockman, the free safety, able to make a touchdown-saving tackle, but that moves Benedict out of the hole deep into Ed Waters' territory. Dennis looking, trying to find a receiver. He does, gets knocked out of bounds. Should be a reception, and that was Torrey Morrison on the reception. You know he's fearless. He's a punt returner.
Hey, that didn't bother him at all. That little hit in the back, that was a love tap for him. Definitely not afraid of any contact, that young man.
You take another look at it, and he was just right there, Johnny, on the spot. Looks like he was quick out, catch, and bring the feet down, and he was right there out of bounds.
You know what I like about that one? I think he broke his route off. He was supposed to kind of wheel route that and go to the end zone, but he realized he didn't have it, and he broke his route out. Great job of communication between the quarterback and receiver.
Second and short, trying to go inside into the end zone. Touchdown, Jalen Taylor, the junior running back, in for the score.
Here's the thing about Benedict. These Tigers are deep at running back. They have about 3 or 4 kids who can tote the rock. If they didn't go to Benedict, 3 or 4 of these kids could start at any place in the SIAC without a question. Just hard running backs that Coach Berry has over there.
And Taylor, with his first touchdown of the game, expands the lead to 27-0. Point after attempt by Picarillo. Kick is 3:50 left here in the third, and it appears that Benedict has started to right the ship offensively, and defensively they're still playing lights out.
You know, this is one of those times where you wish you were a fly in the locker room, and I wish I could have heard what Coach Berry said to his Tigers at halftime. Anytime you've listened to Coach Berry, now James, I know you did at the SIAC Media Day. You were the host. You're the voice of the SIAC. You're the man of the SIAC. Have you ever seen anybody motivated talk to the players the way that Coach Berry talks to them? Coach Berry had me checking to see if I had any eligibility left. I wanted to come back to play for Coach Berry.
Well, he's more than just talk. Coach Berry has obviously backed up the talk with results, and those results were an undefeated regular season, top 10 finish in regular season for the Division II poll, a playoff appearance, and a Division II Black College National Championship. So the talk is great.
Talk is great.
And I haven't had anyone in the SIAC, maybe a little Reginald Ruffin. I've seen him motivate some folks, but now he's an AD at Tuskegee. But Dennis Berry is rather unique. When the kick, this bullet goes into the end zone for a touchback.
You know, James, while we got a second, I got to apologize. I think I might have started some bad blood, James.
You want to go on to the X world, so you're doing all that stuff into the X world.
I might have started some bad blood. Shout out to Coach Abumba. Coach, he let me know. He let me know that Aaron went to Miller Grove. He didn't go to Southwest DeKalb. Now, that's a big time. That's a lot of rivalry over there in DeKalb County. I might have started something. I might have said the wrong thing and started something. But Aaron.
So see, just what happened here was you're the person in the crowd that said something to the bad guy, and I'm the guy that moved out the way. There you go. I moved out the way. Now Ed Waters just trying to find a way to get on the scoreboard. Pitch and catch right there. Reception made by Johnny Jones.
Nice catch, a nice move by Johnny Jones of just finding the open spot in the zone. He found the open spot and just sat there and hoped that his quarterback would find him. And way to find him, Russell found him in that open spot in the zone.
First down, going to try to keep it on the ground. They're able to get some positive yards. Greg Mango on the carry.
And see, here's the thing, if you're Benedict, you have to maintain the same meanness that you played the first half with on defense. You can't let them come in here and gut you just because you got a 27-point lead. Now it's more about pride right here, trying to keep the shutout if you're Benedict.
Second down, give it to Mango again. Mango is munched up by the white shirts of Benedict.
C.J. Swan, middle linebacker right there out of Marietta, Georgia. Like the way C.J. stood his ground right there in the middle, stacked up that running back. Who else helped him out? Aaron Miller over there, too. Who's that young man out of Decatur?
Ball 46.
Greater indicator.
It is. That's what they tell me.
Trying to throw it long is Russell, and he finds a receiver and incomplete in and out of the hands of Johnny Jones, but that's Kilpatrick right there, able to make a good defensive play.
And I love what Kilpatrick did. Kilpatrick was beat on this play, but just because you're beat, that doesn't mean give up on the play. He was beat on the play, but he came over the top, and he delivered a lick. He delivered a blow, because that should have been a caught ball. Let's look at this thing. It came down. It's in Johnny Jones's hands. And look at Kilpatrick. Come over the top. Throw that shoulder in there. Knock it loose.
And you can see the anguish as soon as Johnny Jones hits the ground. He's like, oh, no. No, it went straight through his hands.
Oh. I gave Kilpatrick a little bit too much credit on that one.
Going for it on fourth down is Ed Waters. Or they're trying to draw Benedict all sides as the clock continues to run. Less than 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Russell, pass, reception made, enough for the first down into Benedict territory. And a good reception there by Kennard King.
I love the reads that Russell is making in his zone coverage. He's finding those receivers who are running those 6- and 7-yard curls, 7-yard stops. He's finding those receivers who find a way to get open in the middle of that zone.
First down, ball at the 40 of Benedict. Running the option. Keeping it, Russell slips and falls, and there's that man, Lubert Danellis. Ed Waters has done a good job of really containing and running away from him, but he was Johnny on the spot there.
I'm telling you, ran right into the hands of the All-American. You don't want to do that. One thing about this young man, he's an All-American defensive end, but he's also an academic All-American, so he's doing it on both sides, in the school and on the field. Gotta love that.
Could he be like a LaVon Kirkland? Undersized defensive lineman or outside linebacker that can raise havoc at the next level.
And, you know, that's what you're hoping for in the days in the NFL where you have so many specialists, so many guys who just do one thing for your team. And he could be an excellent pass rusher for an NFL squad.
Mango gets tackled, and a good open field tackle play there by Dedrick Starks.
Diedrich Starks, another kid out of Irmo High School. Out there in Northwest Columbia, Irmo High School.
Less than 10 seconds to play in the third quarter. And they'll let the clock run out, and we're 1 quarter away from this game being put on ice. 3 quarters, and Benedict College has really put on a clinic against Ed Waters. We've seen strong fight by the Tigers of Ed Waters, but can they get on the scoreboard? Stay tuned. Fourth quarter coming up next, right here on ESPN.
The 2024 National Collegiate Cheerleading Championships for the second consecutive year.
Welcome back to live action here in Jacksonville, Florida, on the campus of Ed Waters University. Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. Build it and they will come, and they have a nice crowd this afternoon. But it's up to Ed Waters University to see if they can break this scoreless streak against Benedict. Right now, Russell getting some pressure on the backside. He tries to outrun the competition, get some yards, but not enough for a first.
Great job by the secondary for Benedict, shutting everything down in the defensive backfield. Nowhere for Russell to throw the ball. Great job by the secondary. I might call that a coverage sack.
No doubt about it. They'll give him 4 yards on the play, 4th down.
4th and 6.
And Ed Waters, who is scoreless so far through 3 quarters, they're trying to go for it to at least see if they can get on the board as they trail by 27.
I love how Benedict moves around their defensive linemen. Danellis is at a defensive tackle position now.
And he's getting that push, and they're trying to grab him. Can't catch him. Russell still keeping his feet with time, throwing into the end zone. Intercepted. Great play by Giovanni Melidor. Will they call it? Kept his feet in? Yes, he did. A great job by Melidor, his second pick of the game.
When you see that toe tap, look at this young man as he plants that 1 foot to get the interception. I want to ask, did the guy take any ballerina lessons as he was growing up? Look at him tap his foot. Way to go up. Get it at the highest point and put your foot down for the interception. Great job, young man. That first interception he got was a gift. That one he went and earned it. Great job.
This team only had one forced fumble and fumble recovery against Shaw University to open the season. Now they've had 2 interceptions.
Now let's see if they go downfield. You know I'm all about play action and going downfield.
Dennis looking to throw. He's going to go long, trying to find a receiver. And, no! In and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Man, you know you want to have that one back. Reginald Harden, the intended receiver.
Oh, my goodness. It doesn't get much better than that. I mean, he put it right on the money, and it goes straight. Oh, man, that looks like he was one of those kids making a hoop for his little brother to shoot a basketball shot. It went
he
straight
may have been
through.
too wide open.
Oh. I tell you what, that's not how you make friends with the quarterback.
Well, hopefully he has a forgiving soul, and he'll try to go back at him again at a later date.
But I do love the fact that they went downfield after the turnover. I love just going downfield after a turnover.
Black and white.
False start. Offense. Number 81. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Rashad McCain, the tight end, called for the infraction.
What's the penalty enforcement?
Little knick-knack penalties have been the bugaboo and not executing in the red zone. The only thing that you can say bad about this Benedict offense.
Exactly. Just the little penalties, those little mental mistakes, early season football. You got to clear that up once you get to some of the big boys. You know, if you can't beat yourself in this game. You can do a lot of things, but you can't beat yourself if you want to be a great program.
Dennis, pitch and catch, incomplete. See, I told you. He had a forgiving heart. He goes to Harden again, but this time Harden covered well.
I think
that ball was hard to catch.
Harden dropped another one. He might not go back to Harden again. Let's see where it hits him at. Oh, no, that's his last time going back to Harden for a while.
Ineligible lineman downfield. Offense. That penalty's decline. 4th down.
Oh, my goodness, Harden.
Charlie Cooper on to punt. Oh, no, they're going to go for it. And it looks like they have a stoppage of play. Now, is it 3rd or 4th? They're just trying to make sure they have the down right.
Because it is 4th down. I know Coach Berry has a lot of faith in his defense.
Okay, now they're officially saying it's 3rd and 13. Out of his own end zone, Dennis looking to throw, and he finds a receiver in Jordan Black. Jordan Black has enough to get a 1st down, and just like that, they work themselves out of the hole.
And that is the worst possible outcome if you're Edward Waters. You have them backed up exactly where you need them, 3rd and extra long, and you can't maintain the coverage to not allow the 1st down. Oh. That's why coaches have bald heads and gray hairs. That's why coaches have them.
5 wide receivers now for Benedict. And it looks like Scotland tripped up Dennis, and he goes down, and we've got some little extracurricular going on. I think that it was possible that the Ed Waters defender, Jaron Wilson, wanted to pray with Dennis, and Dennis said, no, we'll pray later.
I think that might have been what happened.
Because he's right there on the ground, and he's right on top. He's like, man, get off me.
Just wanted to put a covering arms of protection around the young man.
Second down and long. And incomplete. They will call no, and there is a flag that finally comes in.
Yeah, he was all over his back like a cheap suit on that one.
And good coverage there by Sky Lewis.
Let's see if did he get there early. Let's see where that flag is.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 13.
Yeah,
Spot 5. Automatic. First down.
I think he might have got there. You know, it's always that offhand. If you have the offhand on the receiver's back or you're riding the receiver with that offhand, it's an easy call for the officials.
Another flare to Jordan Black. Black gets close to a first down.
That's completed number 82, Jordan Black.
You got bodies flying all over the place over there on the Edgewater side.
No doubt about it. Take another look at it. He gets hit. No, he just slid. Oh, yeah, they just kept rolling. That's what happened. Scotland on the carries. I hear Scotland spin move, flag on the play. Looks like he has enough for a first down, but this may be all coming back.
Penalties. Early season football. Let's see where that penalty is, man. Ooh, I think they might call holding downfield. See what the official says.
Holding. Offense. Number 83. 10-yard pin. Third down.
One of the receivers.
Correction. Second down.
One of the receivers trying to help out his team by blocking downfield, but you can't hold on to him. If you're a receiver, go and stand in front of him, shield block him. Whatever you do, just don't hold on to him.
Dennis, another flare pass. Finds Israel Rhodes on the carry.
And, you know, that's the exact opposite of what happened on the other side when it comes to receivers. Number 9, who's that? Jabari Tucker did a great job on the sideline blocking his DB down the field and allowing that running back to pick up the first down. Good job. Look at Tucker. Look at Tucker on the outside blocking. I know receivers don't get a lot of praise for their blocking, but a great job by Tucker down the sideline.
First down at the 49-yard line of Benedict as the clock continues to churn. Finds Israel. Wow, a good spin move. The little small running back keeps going. Israel Rhodes on the carry, and he's like, I will not be denied today.
I like that. Little man has a lot of heart. He's not going down with the first defender. And, you know, here's the toughness you want out of your running backs. You want your running backs to be tough like that, especially when that running back room is so stacked and as tough as Benedict has. If you want to get out on the field, you have to make an impression every time you touch the ball.
Second down and short now for Benedict as the clock continues to churn. They're up 27-0. Hard fought 27-0. Going to try to throw it, and good defensive play there made by Vashon Stockman on the coverage.
Good job by Stockman of coming across the top and knocking that pass down. Big play by Stockman.
Take one more look at it, and it was just should have been an easy reception, but Stockman really comes out of nowhere, uses both hands to bat it down.
That's just great play right there. And one thing about it, he avoided contact with the receiver. Didn't let his body touch the receiver as he was coming over, knocking it down. Just great timing by that young man.
Dennis. And in and out of the hands of Elsie. Good coverage there by Ed Waters.
And, you know, During our conference call, when we talked to Coach Berry earlier this week, he mentioned drops. He mentioned that his receivers dropped quite a few balls in the game last week against Shaw, and it seems like it hadn't cleared up any.
Not yet.
Hey, we got to give shout-outs. Mrs. Geese wrote in and said, shout out to the long snapper, Dylan Geese, out of Big Greer High School up there in the upper state. Rich tradition from Greer. Shout out to Dylan Geese, the long snapper. When does a long snapper get a shout out?
Not very often. Out of bounds, and depending on the spot, it may be inside the 20. We take a break. We come back. We'll see if Ed Waters can get on the scoreboard. They trail 27-0. SIAC football right here on ESPN. Stay tuned.
HBCUs are anchored by legacy. They nurture the talent and determination of their students and prepare them for a bright future. The Home Depot's Retool Your School program has and still believes in the excellence of HBCUs, committed not just in speech, but through the revitalization and upgrades of the campuses these students call home. Building, planting, tilling the dream, all hearts and countless volunteers on the ground. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Hey, John, what made you become a Cricket Campus ambassador?
Do tell.
I live to network. HBCU's all about that. The keyword being network.
Oh, like a certain network that has speedy 5G and is a proud sponsor of HBCUs.
I see you could take a hint.
I can drop a hint too, Don.
With Academy Sports and Outdoors, you can take outdoor fun to a whole new level with just a touch of a button, because there's so much to discover on the Academy app. Create your dream outdoor living space that gets the whole family out there spending time together. Master new recipes with just the right amount of heat and the perfect spice or seasoning. And give the kids even more ways to play. Great times are waiting. Download the Academy Sports and Outdoors app today.
Hey, John, what made you become a Cricket Campus ambassador?
Do tell.
I live to network. HBCU's all about that. The keyword being network.
Oh, like a certain network that has speedy 5G and is a proud sponsor of HBCUs.
I see you could take a hint.
I can drop a hint too, Don.
27 points by Benedict College. Defense is pitching a shutout, and they're trying to do their best to continue this shutout. But standing in their way is Ed Waters, who wants to get on the scoreboard as bad as anyone. And they're going to try to hand it off. Kilpatrick, amongst others, including big number 9, a Sterling Goodwin right there on the tackle.
I'm telling you, and if you want to get on the scoreboard, that's not the way to do it, trying to run it in the teeth of that Benedict defense. It's a lot of big space eaters up there in the middle.
Second and long now for the Tigers of Ed Waters. Russell's going to keep it. And he may have gotten some of the negative yards back, but not much more. Brings up a third down and long situation.
And, you know, just trying to find the spot. Edward Waters just trying to find something that works for them, something positive to put together. You know, they had a couple of deep attempts that should have been there, but just couldn't quite make it. You know, I think they need to go ahead and attack that Benedict secondary downfield. Problem is having enough time to get it off.
Oh, yeah. Third and long. Russell going to keep it, trying to throw, but this time he's caught by the ankle by Lupert. He does finally get it off. And a big hit. And enough to get the first down. Now, I remember at one point they were discussing amongst the rules to say that when they have you like this, you could be in the grass.
And that's one of those iffy calls when it comes to the official. That's just an official. That's a judgment call. You don't want to be known as the official who blows the whistle too early, but you don't want to be known as the guy who doesn't blow it either.
He'll be able to get them a first down and continue the drive.
You know, and nothing's going inside. Nothing's going in the inside. You see Big John Hannibal out of Kenan High School. You know, Kenan is known as a basketball powerhouse. They have had an All-American girls basketball player, Full Wally. She's going to University of South Carolina. But they're a basketball powerhouse. But Big Hannibal says, hey, we play a little bit of football at Kenan, too.
Second down and long. Throw. And some of the players want a flag, but Melidor really timed that one out perfectly.
I think they're going to call targeting. I don't like that call. I don't like that call. He didn't lead with his head. He didn't hit the person in their head. If they call targeting, I'm going to be upset at that one. Now, they may call taunting or something on the Edward Waters sideline. But if they call targeting, I don't like that. Let's see if I'm getting mad over nothing.
There is no foul on the play.
Good job. Good no call. Good no call. I think that's one of those penalties where the ref threw the flag so he could rather be safe than sorry.
Correct.
Just throwing the flag out there. But, you know, as they conference got together, they said, nah, that wasn't a targeting. Let's pick the flag up and keep on playing.
Third down and long now for Ed Waters. Time running out on the play clock. Get it off in time. Going to try to hand it off, but they don't go anywhere fast. Once again, that defense, Jaden Broughton, right there over the top to stop the back.
I'm going to have to check this Broughton kid out. You know, I got a lot of family named Broughton down in the Low Country. I got to find out where this kid's from. He's playing like he might be related to me.
Oh, okay.
I might name him a cousin. Monk's Corner down there. My family's from the Low Country down that area. Walterboro and Ruffin. My family's from Ruffin. You don't have to go in any of the Broughtons out there.
Ruffin, Tuffin, and Ruffin?
No, they're tough and Ruffin. They don't even have a stoplight. Just one blinking yellow light.
Oh. Ed Waters, once again, the punt. Trying a spin move right there. And that was Jordan Black on the return.
I can tell you one thing, Benedict. You know, Coach Berry's a great coach. He practices a lot. He teaches a lot all throughout practice. I don't think he teaches fair catch. I don't think they practice the fair catch.
We have seen one.
That's true. We saw one fair catch. We saw one. But these guys live on the edge, those punt returners for Benedict.
6:55 left to play in regulation, and it's time to see if Benedict can put this game on ice. Scotland on the carry. Scotland trying to patiently find his way. Second effort gets him beyond the 40 out to the 45 as the sun starts to go down and the shadows start to emerge.
And I tell you right now, it seems like Scotland's been putting everybody from Edward Water in his shadow. They're just hiding behind him, man. I'm telling you, the way this kid is running, he's carrying people. I'm going to start calling him the city bus. He needs to start charging these people a fare.
Give again to Scotland, trying to find a good stiff arm beyond midfield. Has enough for the first down. And Zaire Scotland showing that he has strong legs and an intimidating stiff arm.
I'm telling you, right now, Scotland's just getting stronger. He's starting to get those carries. They're starting to add up, and he's just getting stronger, and it's just getting easier and easier for him, showing that stiff arm. Oh, everybody loves a good stiff arm by a running back.
They say he's 2 yards short of the first down, second and short. Dennis, quick pass, reception made, and they say the ground caused the fumble.
Last week, number 25, Torrey Morrison.
Torrey Morrison on the reception. Now, we know Morrison is not afraid to get hit, and he is sort of sure-handed. And he makes sure he holds it right there on his shin and brought it back up.
That's good hands by Morrison. I think that first one, when it hit him in the chest, he was worried about what he wanted to do downfield instead of just catching it. Got to catch it first.
Give again to Scotland. Scotland, wow, has a huge hole. Second effort will give him a first down and more inside the 30, and there's a player down all the way back at the 43-yard line for Ed Waters. Give again to Scotland. Scotland, wow, has a huge hole. Second effort will give him a first down and more inside the 30, and there's a player down all the way back at the 43-yard line for Ed Waters.
And right now, Scotland, he's just feeling it right now. This is, if you're a running back, this is what you love as a running back. You get huge holes in front of you. You're lowering your shoulder. Nobody can seem to bring you down off that first contact. This just energizes running backs right here.
And we have a player down. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll get the status of the young man who's injured. 27-0 is your score. SIAC football on ESPN. Stay tuned. After the injury timeout, young man Sky Lewis able to get off the field on his own. Good to see that for Ed Waters College. Now the drive continues for Benedict. Trying an end around and gets clipped and knocked down.
Torrey Morrison on the carry.
Torrey Morrison once again on the carry on the end around.
I tell you, great job by your secondary coming up and just getting the hand in there and clipping up that guy, avoiding the block. Classic cornerback tackle right there. Avoid the contact and clip your man up. Good job.
Less than 5 minutes to play in regulation now. 27-0 your score. And movement along the line for Benedict. Anthony Suttles trying to say, hey, what happened?
Yeah, here's one of the things. If you want to be a championship team, if you want to be a team who could not only win your conference but make deep playoff runs, you have to cut out the mental
Offside
mistakes.
defense. Number 44. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
You know, one thing about this game, it's great if you can be 6'5", 280 pounds and run a 4.2.
Let's get an injury update with Simone Stanley. Simone?
So that was Edward Waters linebacker Sky Lewis, who is down, and he is now in the medical tent with his pads off, being seen by trainers. So he is highly unlikely to return to the game.
All right. Thank you so very much, Ms. Stanley. Reception made close to the first down marker. Nick Soule on the reception.
Nick Soule, he's a young guy. Here's an interesting fact about this guy, Nick Soule. He has 4 state championships at Dutch Fork High School.
Wow.
Dutch Fork won 5 out of 7, I think. He has 4 of them.
It's not bad. His jewelry box is pretty full.
Pretty full. And he has a conference championship from last year.
There you go. One for the thumb. And reception made by Morrison, and he slips down at the 11-yard line. Morrison has been one of the new bright spots for this Benedict offense.
Exactly. And, you know, and that's scary when you have a team as talented as Benedict and then you just keep finding more and more jewels out in the rough. That is scary if you have to game plan for Benedict.
Gain of 3 second down.
Second down. Quick pass. Reception made. And good move again. Another great move. And just like that, Morrison is into the end zone for a touchdown. Another touchdown for the Tigers of Benedict.
I tell you, everybody on the sideline said, ooh, at the same time when this young man made this move. Look how he catches and look how he works in the open field. You see what a great talent this guy is. Look at him. Hit the juke button.
Well, he made him slip.
Then gets the other one. Oh, my goodness.
Great body control by Torrey Morrison. Point after attempt. Picarillo. Kick is up. And it is good. 3:07 left to play, and now this game is finally being put on ice. Benedict scores again, 34-0. We'll come back and see if Ed Waters has something in the tank to score, but right now it's all Tigers. Stay tuned.
Hey, John.
Ed Waters now trying to find a way to get into the end zone. Tried second effort, able to get some positive yards. Now the clock is working against them.
You know, one of the things I love to do at a football game, HBCU game, I got to judge the band by how they play cameo. I got to judge them by how they play. They give my thumbs up for talking out the side of your neck. Certain little things I got to judge your band.
Okay, okay. I'm learning. Second down. Once again, Greg Mango on the carry.
You know, Mango, he's another tough running back. He had a good game last week against Florida Memorial. But I just think the problem with Edward Waters, this defense from Benedict, they're just too strong. They are just too strong.
Time running out for the Tigers of Edward Waters. And another sack. Luper Danellis now gets his hands on the quarterback and brings him down.
Great job right there, just being in the right place at the right time. And then that guy, Jaden Broughton, one more time, man. Hey, Broughton family, somebody got to let me know, man. Is this guy related to any Broughtons from Ruffin, South Carolina? He's playing like he could be a relative of mine.
Ah, okay.
I might bring him into the family. He keeps playing like that.
Punting situation again for Ed Waters as time runs out and this game is almost put on ice. We do have a flag.
Illegal substitution. Offense.
Give a
5 yards.
shout out.
Fourth down.
Shout out to Veronica Medina saying she's cheering for her BC Tigers, especially Addison Diego, young man out of AC Flora. I remember the Coach Bacon used to be the coach over there. There's two brothers. One of them coached at the rival school. I don't know if he's still a coach or the AD over there at AC Flora.
How many moons ago was that?
Bacon was there probably early 2000s.
That's many moons ago, my
maybe
friend.
mid 2000s. I don't know if Bacon's still there.
Well, if that bacon's been on the grill that long, that bacon's done.
Hey, matter of fact, shout out to AC Flora. AC Flora just beat Brooklyn Casey last night. Beat Brooklyn Casey. Why do I know just random facts?
We'll take a timeout
that
to
makes sense to
avoid
nobody.
the 10 second. You want the 10 second?
Officials trying to make sure they get it right.
Still an early season game for the officials too. They're still getting in their groove also. Getting the kinks out. And once again, it's a nationally televised game, so officials might have somebody back home they want
Correction. There is a 10-second runoff. Please reset the time to 49 seconds. Thank you.
Want to let their family know they're out here working today. Not at the beaches in Jacksonville. They're actually working today.
Okay. I don't think I'll be going to the beach today either.
Not me. I'm going to rest these feet. I'm going to rest these feet. Been a long afternoon standing in my good shoes.
Oh, okay. You don't. I'll have to tell you the secret. If
What's
you
the
want
secret?
your shoes to become comfortable, as soon as you get them, particularly dress shoes, go dancing.
Oh, there you go.
And that'll work them in.
Okay. I'm an old school Chicago stepper now. I get out there with the best of them.
Okay, but that means you got to really dance. I'm talking about 2-3 hours.
Oh, man, hey, I put in the work.
Okay.
I put in the work. I like the
short punt, and it will take an Ed Waters bounce.
You know, James, I like to believe I'm good looking, but I think my wife says it's the way I moved my hips when I was on the dance floor that got her. I think that's what reeled her in, James.
See, that's too much information. I don't need that kind of information.
I got this for the world,
But that's for you and her. I am just an innocent bystander walking by and visualizing your affection for your wife. I don't know anything.
Personal foul. Illegal blind side block. Return team. Number 29. 15-yard penalty.
You know, talking about dancing and football, for all you youngsters out there watching, you know, I am a big proponent of taking ballet. If you're a young football player, I'm a big proponent of doing that because, you know, it gives you that nimbleness on your feet. It allows you to stretch. It allows you to get a little bit looser. And you'll realize that guys who take ballet, they don't have as many pulled muscles as other guys.
Victory formation now for Benedict. And Aeneas Dennis kneels it as the clock continues to run.
You know, this is either the best formation in football or the worst formation in football. It just depends on what sideline you're on.
And sportsmanship being had between these two Christian universities, one established by the Baptist faith, the other one by the Methodist faith. And for Benedict, their scoreless streak continues. 2 straight games.
That's the end of the ball game.
Without giving up a score.
2 shutouts, big defensive performance by the Benedict Tigers. And then it was a great team effort by the Benedict defense.
And Janice Berry and Toriano Morgan exchanging pleasantries along with the assistant coaches. And the players showing sportsmanship. We're entering now to try to get head coach Janice Berry, reigning SIAC champion Benedict College Tigers, as they improve to 2-0 on the season.
You know, I love what I saw out of the Benedict defense on this game. You know, the way they stymied this Edward Waters offense. They couldn't get their running back. They couldn't get Hugie or Mango to get anything going. And the quarterback, poor Russell, he was running for his life most of the night. I love what I saw out of the Benedict defense. But the Benedict offense, They left a little bit. I know you see 34 points on the board. You would like to see a lot more. Once they go and look at that film, they're going to realize they probably could have put up a 50 ball if they would have executed correctly.
And for Benedict, trying to maintain that undefeated streak. And let's go down to Ty Floyd, who has the head coach, Chennis Berry of Benedict College. Ty?
Coach Dennis Scotland, great tandem.
Who? Who you said?
I said Dennis Scotland,
Okay.
a great
It's
tandem.
Two different people. Okay, I got
Yes, of course.
Aeneas, Dennis, and Zaire Scott. Gotcha.
Yes, those guys, a great tandem. How are they able to play so efficiently together?
Well, we still got a lot to clean up. We're grateful for the win. Anytime you can go 1-0, that's our philosophy every week. Just try to go 1-0. You know, I thought they did some good things. They did some things we got to clean up. Ball security is important. We call the ball the baby, so we got to take care of the baby. And we had one turnover today, but we're grateful. We're happy for the win. Anytime we can win a football game, we're very, very grateful. So to God be the glory, man. To God be the glory.
Your defense is able to perform 2 shutouts this season. What can you say about their performances these past 2 games?
I mean, they're an amazing bunch. They play well together. Everybody just does their job, and they take pride in playing good defense, great run defense, and then being great on first down and third down. So anytime they can get a shutout, that's an amazing thing. So kudos to the whole defensive unit.
Coach, you had pretty good turnout of fans to be a state away from the school. What can you say about their support? How much does it mean to you?
Oh, we're grateful for Tiger Nation. Anytime we can bring our band, the BCBOD, and all of the alumni of Benedict College and fans and friends, you know, it's always a great thing. So we're grateful for all the support, and all we want to do every week is give them our best. And I think those people should be grateful for the efforts that we're putting in as a football program.
How can you prepare for Lane?
Hey, we're just going to try to go 1-0. We're going to find out what their strengths, their weaknesses, and we're going to try to just battle against the opponent. You know, we respect all opponents, so we'll get our team ready. We got 24 hours to enjoy this one, and then we're going to get ready to battle a good Lane football team.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks, Coach Berry. Thank you, Ty Floyd, for that interview. And as the alma mater is played for Benedict College, you see the players